Okay, here's a 2007 Super Enduro. Start at the front, hit the 450 fender, the EXE or whatever front fender. Excel wheels, powdered hubs, wave rotors, new brake pads. Suspension was just redone at Super Plush, all full rebuild, revalved. It's got the halogen headlight set up from Trail Tech. Hand guards. It's got the Emic Racing full triple clamps top and bottom. Air bleed attachments. It's got the steering damper. Relocated the instruments down here to allow for this this top plate. You can run your GPS or whatever on this accessory plate. It's got a billet throttle tube in there. Let's go down around the motor. Got one scrape on the side, right up here and right here. And a couple weeks ago, we were out on a ride and I dropped it. Didn't wipe out, the bike just fell over. Actually, I think I have some helmet cam video of that if you want to see it. It's got the Mikuni fuel pump. Little heat shield back here behind the pump is kind of critical. These things work slick, but you got to keep them away from heat. So the way this is all run, it keeps it away from the heat of the motor. Even this X brace gets hot. Anything that gets hot, keep away from that thing, and it works fine. Up under here, there's an inline shutoff. So you know, these things, if you let them sit long enough, it will bleed fuel back through if you got a full tank of fuel. So simple solution for that, just shut the fuel off. Got the CJ peg extenders. This is kind of cool. It has a full conversion for a regular EXE kickstand instead of that old Model A kickstand that comes on them. Rear shock is also just recently revalved at Super Plush, and it works really well. It's got the Black Dog skid plate, pretty new, and new chain and sprockets. It's got the Super Sprockets in the back, 16 tooth front, 45 rear, I believe. Same thing in the back, Excel wheel. Has the 2-into-1 conversion, so here you can run an extra fuel tank, an auxiliary fuel tank, more storage, whatever you like. Has Pro Rack rear rack, the full tie, Remus can, got the heat sink on the rear brake. These are the Rally Raid Dunlops, the 908s. They work really well on these bikes, the front and rear. They both only have a couple hundred miles on them. They're plenty of life left in them. All new brake pads. This bike has all new wheel bearings, new swing arm bearings, brake pads, rotors. It's got the full hose kit on it. The new silicone hoses throughout. Carbon guard, another guard here on the brake. Had all this stuff powder coated here recently. Went through the whole bike. This bike went on the Continental Divide ride here back in June, so we went through the whole thing, head to toe. It only had 8,000 miles on it. It was in good shape, but riding from Arizona to Canada, we went through it and made sure it was gonna be okay. But it's got all new, pretty much everything. The subframe's powder coated, brake lever, engine mounts, swing arm, of course. Headers are ceramic coated. Nice little feature. It's got the remote air screw adjusters. Let's see what else I can tell you. We'll look under the seat real quick. It's got the Moto Hooligan air box with pre-cleaner on it. With the pre-cleaner on this thing, it works, it really does a good job. So, and it, you know, it makes so you can get at the carburetor and actually get in here and work on the bike and tune it. You can get at the rear plug if with the gas tank off. You can get at the front spark plug as well, which you can't do with a stock airbox. So that's a pretty slick feature. It's got the high-powered, the 18-volt Sure-Eye lithium battery. That's new. Nice little tool tray here. Got a spare tube and another spare inner tube back here, and a little ceramic or Tupperware box under the tail that just as a backup for a spare tube. It sits back there. That's pretty much it. Let me see if it'll start. So it runs really strong. It's got 12,630 miles on it, and just over 4,000 of that thing was all gone through at about 8,000 miles, and then about 4,000 plus miles was on the Continental Divide ride from Arizona up to Canada and back. But otherwise, turn that gas back on. Otherwise, it made the trip. It was a perfect bike for that ride, and it's a pretty sweet bike. So let's take it for a quick ride. Strong. These bikes are great. It'll run down the road on the highway. It'll cruise along at 80, 90 all day long, but you can also, it's very capable off-road. You surprise a lot of people, even with single track and some high stuff, these things do okay. I don't know who that is. No. It's not a beginner bike, but it's a little, it's a lot of bike. See if they'll let us back in. So that's it.